In 2006, a Swedish man named Håkan Nordqvist came home to a flooded kitchen. As he bent down to fix the leak under his sink, he noticed something impossible: a tunnel where pipes should be. Curious and confused, he crawled inside. When he came out, the world looked different. Håkan believed he had traveled to the year 2042. Even stranger, he met an older man who looked exactly like him. The two talked calmly. They shared the same memories. They even had the same tattoo, worn and faded on the older version. Håkan took a photo with his future self, then returned back to 2006. He still claims it happened and stands by the story today. Håkan made it back unharmed, but not everyone is so lucky. Rudolf Fentz stepped out of the past and paid the ultimate price. One evening in New York City, a confused man stepped into busy Times Square and straight into traffic. He was killed instantly. But what police found next made the case unforgettable. The man was dressed in spotless, undamaged 1870s clothing. He had odd objects in his pockets, including an old letter from 1876, coins that were no longer in use, and a token for a bar that was no longer in operation. Even more shocking, records showed a man with the same name, Rudolf Fentz, had vanished in 1876 without a trace. There were no modern records of him at all. It was as if he had stepped out of the past for just one moment and paid for it with his life. Time can be unpredictable, catching ordinary people on quiet roads where the world suddenly feels alien and terrifying. In 1972, 4 college girls were driving late at night along Highway 56 in the American Southwest. Suddenly, the road changed. The pavement turned bright white, and the land around them looked wrong. Too empty, too quiet. They pulled over at a small roadside diner to ask for help. That's when fear hit. The people inside didn't look human. Their movements felt cold and unnatural. As the girls drove away, strange 3-wheeled vehicles chased them at high speed. Panic took over. Then, without warning, everything snapped back to normal. The road was familiar again. The diner was gone. The girls believed they had crossed into a far future and barely made it back. Sometimes the traveler doesn't just glimpse into the future. He arrives in a place and time that makes absolutely no sense. In 1850, a strange man was found wandering near Frankfurt, Germany. He looked lost and spoke broken German, but his story made no sense at all. He said he came from a country called Luxaria, in a region known as Sakria. No map showed such a place. Vorin claimed he had been shipwrecked while traveling through Europe and was searching for a brother he had lost long ago. When he spoke, he mixed German with 2 unknown languages he called Aryan and Abramian. Authorities questioned him for days. The case was later written down in an 1852 book by John Timms. Vorin was sent to Berlin for study. After that, he vanished. No one ever learned where he truly came from. Other times, it's not a person, but an object that defies logic, leaving experts scratching their heads in disbelief. In 2008, archaeologists opened a sealed tomb in China that had not been touched for over 400 years. Inside, among dust and bones, they found something impossible: a tiny gold wristwatch. On the back, one word was clearly engraved: Swiss. The problem was time. The Ming Dynasty ended in 1644. Switzerland, as a modern nation, came much later. Even more confusing, the tomb showed no signs of damage or entry. Nothing had been moved. Some experts suggested contamination, but no clear answer was given. Others wondered if the watch was left behind by someone who didn't belong in that era. The object remains one of the most debated finds in archaeology, raising a simple but disturbing question: how did it get there? And then there are moments that vanish before our eyes, like Sir Victor Goddard witnessing a future that shouldn't exist, yet did. In 1935, Air Marshal Sir Victor Goddard flew over an abandoned airfield in Scotland. He knew the area well and expected to see empty land and broken runways. Instead, he saw a fully active base. Planes were lined up, painted bright yellow. Mechanics in blue uniforms worked calmly below. Shocked, Goddard flew on and later dismissed it as confusion caused by strange weather. But 4 years later, the impossible happened. The airfield was reopened. The planes were yellow. The uniform was blue. Every detail matched what he had seen in the sky years earlier. Some believe Goddard briefly slipped into the future. Others say he witnessed something not meant to be seen yet. Time travel doesn't just tease the senses. Sometimes it hands people knowledge that can change everything, just like Andrew Carlson. In March 2003, a man named Andrew Carlson shocked authorities after turning just $800 into $350 million through risky stock trades. Investigators accused him of insider trading and took him into custody. Carlson's explanation was simple and unbelievable. He claimed he came from the year 2256 and already knew which stocks would rise. During questioning, he correctly predicted the date of the Iraq invasion. Even stranger, no records of him existed before December 2002. No past, no history, no trail. He was later released on $1 million bail. Then he disappeared completely. No aliases, no sightings, nothing. Some believe he escaped justice. Others think he returned to a future that already knew his name. But often, it's fleeting and eerie, leaving ordinary witnesses staring at something that vanished before their eyes. In 1969, two businessmen were driving along a highway in Louisiana when they noticed something strange. Ahead of them was a car straight out of the 1940s. The paint looked new, and the license plate felt wrong for the time. Inside sat a frightened woman and a small child, both dressed in old-fashioned clothes. The woman looked panicked, as if she was lost. When the car pulled over, the men slowed down to help, but before they could stop, the car vanished. Moments later, a second car appeared and disappeared the same way. A third driver saw it too. None of them could explain what happened. Some believe the woman slipped forward in time by mistake, stuck between past and present. Other times, the proof is hidden in plain sight, an old film or photograph holding secrets decades ahead of its era. Footage from the 1928 premiere of Charlie Chaplin's film The Circus became famous decades later for one strange moment. As people walk past the camera, a woman is seen holding a small object to her ear, appearing to speak into it. To many viewers, it looked exactly like someone using a mobile phone. The clip went viral and sparked claims of time travel. How could a woman in 1928 be talking on a phone that wouldn't exist for decades? Experts later suggested a simpler explanation. Early portable hearing aids were being tested around that time, and the woman may have been adjusting one. Still, the way she moves and reacts keeps the mystery alive for many who watch it today. And when someone claims to come from the future, the line between reality and possibility gets blurred like never before. Between 2000 and 2001, an online user named John Teeter appeared on internet forums and changed time travel stories forever. He claimed to be a U.S. soldier from the year 2036. His mission, he said, was to retrieve an old IBM 5100 computer needed to fix future systems. Teeter described his time machine in detail, saying it was built into a 1966 Corvette. He warned of civil unrest in the United States, dangerous diseases, and future wars. He claimed the year 2000 was only a stop on his journey. In March 2001, he posted one final message, then vanished. His identity was never confirmed, and while some predictions failed, others felt uncomfortably close. Time travel may sound impossible, but these stories make you wonder, what if it's real? Like, subscribe, and uncover more mysteries beyond time.